Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Manh Lu, a visual development slash concept artist based in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. I believe I found this artist first via Pinterest. I'm gonna try and find the post that got me into his work. But as you can see, they're more of a painter. So they're very into like values. They're not really into like line work or stuff like that. Maybe they start out that way, who knows? But they're more into, I believe it was this one. Can we zoom in? Oh yes, we can. Yeah, they have a very painterly style. And if you zoom in on their strokes, you don't see as much texture in their work. I mean, the overlaying strokes, the strokes being like stacked on top of one another, it's very clear, but the textures in the brushes themselves, it's not too strong or apparent. Some parts do have it, like in this, like, what is it, a flag? Some kind of red fabric or armor piece. There is some of it there, but it's not too strong. And I guess that's why even if it's kind of painterly, it still has a certain cleanliness to it, which I do like. I mean, look at that. I mean, I've seen these types of paintings. Oh, another artist I would recommend. That's kind of like Manh Lu. I think we just reviewed their work Tin Trung in terms of their environment art. They kind of paint the same way, I think. But when it comes to their figures, I would recommend maybe the work of Nurzhan Bekkaliyev, because a lot of their characters are kind of chunky, kind of thick. And yeah. And another environment guide to recommend would be xuzheng. I believe I've done art reviews of these artists on the channel, so I do recommend to check them out. Cool statue of this like dragon line thing with the ball, and this sort of girl, having a peek at what this thing is, but I like it. Now, if you zoom in, you will see that I think for this bridge thing, there's a bunch of hues there. I mean, yeah, all of it is like desaturated. It's not too strong, but the hues are varied. So maybe, although in the background it gets more simple. There's less of that, but for this bridge, and you contrast that to say the character themselves, like this specific girl. It's a very like simple and plain, like very direct. There's no like variety or anything. In fact, if you compare her, if you compare her details, or how detailed she is to the background or to the environment, there's way more detail in like this lion and even this bridge thing. Maybe not the bridge, but this lion definitely. Well, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it is sort of the main subject in a way. Pretty cool. I also saw another. Well, this one's pretty cool too. Oh, it's a big photo or image or painting, right? You see some reds, some oranges, some blues, some greens. Almost all of it is desaturated. In fact, I don't find or see any color here or hue that's like super vibrant. It's all sort of toned down. Maybe they're using like a gradient map in the end to do that. Who knows? It's very painterly, but again, zoom in. Do you see a lot of like textures? I do see something in the background. Maybe I'm guessing they have like a photo. Some kind of photo in the beginning to help set the mood. Because it's a common thing in like digital art to plant in or pick a photo even if it's even if the subject itself has nothing to do with the thing you're trying to paint, but you're trying to capture sort of the vibe or the colors or the palette of it, the color palette or the textures, and you're using that as like a base for your painting. I think that's kind of their technique, maybe. Oh, you know what? Like these types of brush strokes remind me a little bit of a pluvium grandis. Pluvium grandis. It seems like I'm seeing a flat brush being used often. Look at that. So this guy's wearing a mask, I think. Let me find. I remember seeing like a samurai guy as well. They're somewhere here. Wait, this one's kind of cool. It's a girl riding a horse. Is it a girl? Who knows? Trying to catch some kind of eagle or falcon. And yeah, they do often use blur effects in their work. In this case, it's going to be, I'm guessing, feathers or leaves here in the foreground. So it gives you that sort of cinematic, that's maybe not cinematic, but that photographic effect. I do find that an interesting combination because the whole thing is painted, right? So it feels like it's a painting, but it also feels like a photograph at the same time. Just because you've added some blurs. I mean, we did see it with this one, right? In the background, everything is kind of blurred. Although it doesn't feel as photographic, just because there's nothing, like it's too strong. Like the samurai and this kid, it's all like painted very clearly, but everything in the, like literally everything is just blurred. So there's no like nuance. But I think for this guy, like it's not like a 50-50. Like it's the blurs are very minimal. They're almost in the corners, specifically in these like, I'm not sure where they are, but it's definitely in the foreground, kind of like passing by. Maybe it's a bird, who knows? But yeah, even though the painting is kind of quick, right? You can feel like the narrative there. And even the design of the background of the environment, this grassland over here with this like super large like rocks, or maybe buildings, or ancient like ruins, who knows? But again, if you zoom in on those paintings, look at how you have like large areas here where it's pretty open, meaning there's no textures. It's kind of clean in that way. I mean, there are some textures, but it's not too much. It's kind of minimal. I do like that though. Wait, let me just find this. Oh, this one's kind of cool too. The Lord of the Rings, Frodo, and the Nazgul. And I like how they made it their style. Wait, the Nazgul is the dragon, right? In Lord of the Rings, the black lizard thingy. Or is it the... I think it is like the dragon thing. I love the red or orange in the bottom. And it's actually the underside of that cape. This is Frodo. This is like the creature thing in the background or on top of it. I'm not sure what this thing is in the middle. This gray thing. Maybe it's like a branch. I do see the ring here, so there you go. Reminds me of another artist, Vyacheslav. It's a Russian guy. I forgot their name, but I believe I've done an art review of their work. Vlad something. I'm going to find it eventually. And again, zoom in. Some blues, some greens, some yellows, but they're very toned down. So lots of hue variety in their work. I like it. Wait, let me find the samurai. I remember seeing lots of red. Oh, this guy. Oh, look at this. Cool. Oh, look at. Oh, wow. It's a big one too. Look at. Oh. Why can't I use my. Oh, that's it. That's a very like. It's a portrait sized image. That's why. Anyway. You can't even see the face. Maybe it's a mask. Who knows? But look at that beautiful brushwork. Do you see that? The overlaying of different strokes. And I like how the brush work, they have like different sizes. Like you have big brush strokes, and then they go in on some parts too. Almost like in a dashy kind of way to render some parts. Some of it is because of the details of the armor, but some of it is like more of a shading thing. It's as if they're shading with pencil, but they're actually just painting it. You know what? I think for this case, I think it's more of a detail thing. Because look at how this fabric, this red part and this green part, I think it's just cloth. So that's why the brush strokes are a lot larger. And I think these dashy strokes, they're more like detail for the arm guard something. But look at how the edges, they're not always like clean. Sometimes it overshoots a bit on some parts. So if you zoom out, it kind of has a slight blurry look. But it's not everywhere. Some of the edges are quite like, you know, clean cut. So this is so cool. And look at the color, it's complementary. Red and green, right? Damn. Let's see some more stuff here. This is kind of cool. Oh, it's a game. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play the video. That's because I've had this issue in the past where I played a video on ArtStation, but it got copyrighted. I got a strike from that, so kind of sad, but whatever. But I bet you it's cool. Oh, it's like a. Yeah, I remember this scene. Lord of the Rings, fuck. A ring wraith, and that's Frodo with a ring. And I like how you can tell who that is just because of the design, right? The short sort of stature of this hobbit named Frodo, and you know it's Frodo because they have like the ring, the green cape, and the sort of ring wrath with their like horse, wrath. I believe they're supposed to be like old men or old kings that have been cursed, and they themselves have actual rings as well. And they like serve this guy named Sauron. I don't read the books, but I have seen the films. Oh, look at this guy. It's very, look at how it's not so cluttered. Like it's a nice, clean painting. You can still see the brushstrokes, right? It feels very painterly, but it's not like super textured. Like rough. I like the clouds. They're very pretty. Oh wow, is she riding like a dragon? Like a cloud dragon or something? Who knows? It's for Intel Creative Fest. Interesting. Terraced rice fields of Lao Kai. Oh, that's so cool. I like how she's like a giant. Some terraces for rice, I'm assuming. Yeah, pretty cool. So based on their work, I think they're mainly focused on like fantasy for the most part. Subjects. And again, just looking at the thumbnails here, most of their figures are kind of. I knew it's I haven't seen the film, but I do know it's like a black and white, and I think Liam Neeson is in it. But again, look at the figures. Look at how kind of short or chubby, chunky they are. Yeah, I think Nurzhan is a good guy to study. Although for Nurzhan, they mainly focus on like women, and they're all kind of like hot. I do recommend checking out, just search for visual development art, and you'll see lots of artworks that are kind of in this style. Painterly, but they're clean. Because it has to be, or it has to have clarity, right? It can't be too like conceptual. Because eventually it has to be in some kind of film, right? So you want it to be. It doesn't have to be that detailed, but the silhouettes have to be strong. The shape design has to be there. The mood, which you can give off via the values, the lighting, the colors, they have to be sort of on point in those regards. And then the other people, like the 3D folks, they can sort of handle the details, right? Feudal Star Wars. Yeah, that mask reminds me of a Darth Vader, right? Although they're mixed in with like a samurai, with some samurai warrior armor motifs in the helmet, especially. And I do know Star Wars has been or is inspired by like a lot of Japanese old films. I mean, the idea of the Force, that's basically like chi, right? And the robes, that's very like samurai coded, and the swords or the lightsabers, even the way they hold it, sometimes it's kind of like a samurai sword. And I like how when they do fan art, they sort of add a little bit of their own narrative. I mean, number one, they can make it into their own style, right? Like they're mixing in their own like language or visual language with the thing they're trying to make a fan art of, but also there is like some basic narrative there, some kind of story to make the whole thing intriguing. And again, look at the painting style, very simplified, or it's just not cluttered. Lots of areas where it's just clean or almost like purely like one value. And I think that helps with making the image or giving the image an easy kind of read. Because if you have too many conflicting values, I think that's going to be too much. A guy I would recommend, maybe in terms of environment art, that has good readability, would maybe be John Park. Like he has a system for painting in Photoshop. I think he focuses a lot on like brush efficiency. That's kind of like one of his things. I did buy a couple of his courses on Gumroad. I'm pretty cool. Maybe Liang Mark something. Liang Mark. You know what? These types of like design elements reminds me of an anime, or is it like what's it's from China, whale something. Like basically this guy was reincarnated, not reincarnated, but he was transferred to a body because he died. But he can control like a whale. Well, it's a catfish, but it can turn into like a big catfish that's kind of like a whale. It's kind of similar to the demonic cultivation, what, Donghua or Chinese anime. The idea of like the guy dying and being reincarnated to a new like dead body in a way. Yeah. So these types of like I don't know, it just reminds me of that specific anime. Wow. I look at trees here. Look at how as you go further into the light, you see more brushstrokes. But as you go further away, it gets more like vague and rougher. I want to see this guy too. Oh, so she's kind of she's practicing her calligraphy maybe, and she has like someone guarding the outside, standing by, being on guard. Wow, look at this environment over here. Fuck. The Story of Pitaya, Act 3, Life in Yokai realm. I like the super saturated like reds here. I'm guessing they're lanterns or something. I love the visual look of it. Wait, is she crying? Maybe something happened to her or her family. Oh, super sad. But look at how you can tell like or you can follow a story with this kind of painting style. Like you can really feel what's going on. So she's with this guy. They're trying to see what's going on here. Ah, the painting is so cool. This one may be the cutest one. Oh, kawaii. Wait, maybe Kobe Sek is a good guy to recommend because he has like a very painterly style as well. Kobe Sek. I think he's a Singaporean guy. Kobe Sek. Yeah. You know what? I'll stop the art review here because I think we've sort of seen a good chunk of their work. It's the same world, but this time it's all in the red like sequence or mood. The final act. Cool. Damn. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of cool too. What the hell? Let me just see this one. Reminds me of another artist. Like one of their environment drawings or paintings. Krenz Cushart maybe is a good guy. Recommend Krenz Cushart. Oh, it's so freaking cool. Yeah, I will link this page in the description below. And the dragon. Oh my god. I mean, that looks so magical. The dragon's daughter. Is it detailed? No, but as a whole thing, big picture wise, it gets the job done. Like it makes you excited, right? Like you want to see more of that world. Now this one does have a little bit of line work in the edges for both of these characters. I like the owl. I'm not sure if the owl is like that big or maybe these people are just that small. Nazgul in Mordor. Interesting. Usually they're like screaming. For those of you who've seen the movies, they're screaming all the time. But right now, it's kind of like the perspective is not too crazy. It's like a stable shot. Like the horizon line is like right in the middle. So everything's like stable. Even this character is set dead center. So it has a very stable vibe. Like nothing is going on. So, you know, despite the reds and everything, it's fairly peaceful. So you're seeing a different side of either Nazgul or Nazgul. And look at how the complementary colors are being done. The eye, the sky, it's all red, but in this building and even in the shadows, it's all like green. Although it's not as like saturated as like the reds. But yeah. You'll notice this in a lot of like paintings or artworks or illustrations. The idea of complementary colors. So one is going to be the most non-obvious one is going to be usually desaturated to like a high degree. But if you zoom in or just take a second glance, you'll be like, oh shit, that's exactly the opposite color of the main vibrant saturated hue or color. Yamato and the wildfire. Oh, it's a One Piece fan art? Interesting. Well, you know what? I have seen a girl kind of like a One Piece character. I haven't seen the show. There's like 1,000 episodes, so there's no way I'm catching up, but one of them has like horns, I think. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this art review. They do have a Twitter, so or X, you can check that out as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. I mean, look at that. Bye.